Hello, hello, hello. It's a Friday, and I am late, as I very often am. But it's Friday, and I had a crazy week behind me. So we'll see what we can do today. Also, my laptop has been overheating all the time. I recorded a video yesterday. It took like an hour to record, and it overheated 4 times. Right, so I had to, stop 4 times and keep recording. Why are you crying? As always, an update in the beginning. How are you guys doing? Are you already even here? Let's see. You never trust this thing, but hey. And it's not Christmas, but I like this playlist, so. All right, let's see. All right, I believe on, was it Wednesday? Wednesday we did the orders, right? Or how I called it was ordering. Because I didn't want to call it orders because I didn't, I wanted to be able to have a variable called orders, and I didn't want to have any conflicts. All right, so should probably start by let's see if I need to restart anything, because there's like a new version of a plugin or something. Only Copilot. I forgot to turn off Telegram. There you go. Let's also see if we're good, because recently there were a couple of updates. Let's reload because of Copilot, whatever. So yeah, so today I left like all the windows open, and if it starts overheating, as always, I'm gonna turn my Be Right Back screen, this one. And then I'm gonna turn like the ventilator on, and once it cools off again, we're gonna continue with the stream. So stay tuned if it happens. Well, when it happens, because it started to happen very often recently. All right, so these are the order routes. We finished them. These are the orders. This is what interests me. We don't need this anymore. Probably also close this one. All right, so we did like get and find because they were part of the routes. However, create was not part of the routes. Create was actually used in checkout. Okay, and also we had a similar thing in items where like these were, I believe these two were used by the regular routes, and then these two were used by the admin routes. But this one, I believe it was this one, was actually used by also shipping cart. So this pretty much means that we danced around the shopping cart long enough. It's time to start implementing the shopping cart. The shopping cart is sort of like the last thing to do. There's also health check, but it's kind of boring. So we're gonna start with a shopping cart. So let's go and start by looking at where the where this algebra is used. So add is used in the cart routes. Get is used in the cart routes. Delete is used in checkout. Okay, so there are two things. There's checkout and there's shopping cart. Right? Checkout lives, I believe, in programs, which is like the only thing that lives there. Okay. So let me actually check again. So orders create is used in checkout, and items find by ID is used in shopping cart. Okay, so I confused them. Okay, so let's keep going and see whether we're going to start with a checkout or whether we're going to start with a shopping cart. It really doesn't matter because we're going to code against interfaces. Like as you can see over here, like shopping cart requires items. This is not how I usually do this, because like the implementations of all of my algebras, they receive a facade, right, which is called gate, and so you would not see that it actually depends on items, right? You will only see this during the dependency injection moment. Let me see how many of you guys are here. I can never trust this thing, but it seems like it's 4 of you. Please don't forget to hit the like button so that more people stumble on the stream. Also, let me know where you are, how you're doing on this beautiful Friday evening for me. I don't know if it's for Saturday morning for you or something like this. Right. So we have add again, routes, get routes, delete. Okay, delete is different. Remove routes, update routes. Okay, so maybe we should start with a shopping cart and do like all of the routes and only then do like the delete. Let's see why delete is so special. For some reason I can never go to implementation. It is so weird to me, like at work, like control F12 works. Here it doesn't. And I don't know why. Alright, so delete goes to like, so there's delete, but nobody, wait, okay, hold on. Okay, so, yeah, so during the checkout, you can still manipulate the cart. Makes sense, right? Like if you've ever bought anything online, this is how it works. Like in the last moment, you can say, oh, actually, you can like modify the count and you can go back to 0 or just remove it. Okay, this makes sense. So, this is also the reason why delete should be on the checkout and not on the shopping cart. But we'll get to that. So probably we should start just by doing like, add, get, remove item, and update. Let me see. Add just like needs Redis. A couple of new functions on Redis. Get Redis, blah, blah, blah. ID read. K is probably a string, right? Yeah. So we will read just like a string into an item ID. I actually don't remember if it... Okay, so it actually does .get, so it could explode. Right? Hold on. Catch non-fatal. Okay, so it's not gonna explode. It's gonna explode like in a functional way. Okay, now it's gonna catch non-fatal. Again, like quantity is probably positive. No, it's not. Okay, so V is also string. Okay, so this is like a typical validation. Okay, items find by ID. Okay, so it does require items quite a bit. So, well, not quite a bit, right? So this is the only one, the find by ID. So pretty much like when I'm gonna do this, we're not even gonna need items at all. Because find by ID is going to be implemented over here. So this is good. Delete just goes to Redis, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the cart, like, the cart never reaches Postgres. Kind of makes sense. We're kind of treating it like a local memory kind of thing. Update gets a cart. What is a cart? Cart is a bunch of items. Right, makes sense. I remember that we saw this pattern somewhere. Oh look, he has a cart item, which is different from item. Interesting. A couple of like helper methods over here. It's sometimes frowned upon, but I don't mind. It's not a big deal. I'm thirsty all the time. This video is sponsored by a no-name bottle. And all of you guys who support me on Patreon and get out sponsors. And with your lovely comments and likes. Alright, so we're pretty much gonna need like a bunch of Reddit stuff and a data type like card. Let's see if we're doing something in the routes, something that we're not supposed to do. All right. Okay, so we're dealing with auth routes, and it's over here. Common user, so this user is the common user, and we just need the ID. So right, okay, so yeah, these are just new types. Blah, and then created. And okay, there's an item ID var that I believe we already have. Yeah, we do. Remove item. Okay, so it's like literally CRUD. It's just that the memory part is res. All right, easy. Where should we start? Should we start here, or should we start? Let's start here. I feel like here should be. Yeah, why not here? Let's start here. So we should probably pin this one. Close all the others. So we're gonna go to. So we're dealing with auth routes. So we're going to start by stealing, inspiring, by. I believe users is the only auth route that is not an admin route. Yeah, motorcycles. Open windows. Yeah, I think this is a good choice. So let's go here. We're gonna do new folder. Are we gonna call it shopping cart or are we gonna call it cart? Let's call it cart. Yeah, let's call it cart. All right, so we're gonna grab this controller. We're gonna paste him over there, and this is going. See, like this is the problem. Like having like something so short and simple as a package name is probably not a good idea. Because this is going to lead us to calling things C instead of cart or some other weird name. So we should probably call this shopping cart. Because nobody's going to name their variable name like this. And by the way, I recently found out that there is a convention that Scala doesn't have, but Scala basically has a convention that if Scala doesn't specify anything special, we should go with the Java convention. And the Java convention for packages which have compound names is to use an underscore. which is something that I found out after more than 10 years of software development. And I don't know how I feel about this. It's weird. But I don't want to change conventions. So we're going to go with shopping cart. And the folder is going to be called shopping-cart. So we're going to rename this to shopping cart. Is shopping cart one word? Wow, that's a really loud truck. Is shopping cart one word? Maybe we're lucky. Shopping cart. English doesn't usually do this. English usually doesn't combine words like this. It's not. Okay. So that's fine. All right. So it's going to be like this. Shopping cart. And it's going to be a controller. It's not going to be off. It's just going to be like this. All right. It's going to need a boundary that we currently don't have, but we're going to have it in just a second. So I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm just going to go like this boundary for some F. All right, like this. All right. We're going to need the middleware. We are not going to combine any routes, I believe. We're not going to need a router. We're not going to need the not authenticated route. So we're pretty much going to have this. All right, so it's going to look something like this. Like this part is going to go away. And so we're going to write our code over there. And these parts we don't need. All of this stuff we're just kind of like coming out for now, so that everything kind of like compiles except for this one, of course. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go start stealing stuff. So let's just do like one, like this one, right? So let's just say that we only have get, and this is gonna be our boundary. Get user value.id. Yeah, fine. Okay, so this means that we can go to the shopping cart and we can steal. Well, let's just like steal all of them, but we're going to comment out like most of them. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. So for now we just did like this one, like this. All right, so we have the get. We need a cart total that we currently don't have. That's not where I want it to be. I want it to be here. Cart total. There we go. Okay, is it a new type? No, it isn't. So okay, so it's gonna need cart item, which is here. It's gonna require item, require quantity. Okay, so it's just gonna be like this. Okay, so we're gonna grab this and we're gonna paste it. I don't remember. Was it a new type? It wasn't a new type. No, none of them were new types, which means we can just like throw them in over here. We'll probably need to go and I don't know, grab some more imports. More is better than less, because in the end we're going to just remove the unused ones. So we're gonna go like this, blah. All right, cool. So this one is items item, and this one is items quantity. Okay. I think it kind of makes sense that we'll leave quantity with items, because like I don't think that we'll ever need quantity for anything else other than item. Okay, so this thing is fine, and this thing is fine. Do we get any complaints over here? All right, so over here it says, okay, I cannot convert from cart total to an entity because an entity encoder is missing for cart total. This is interesting because we actually have the decoder and encoder over here. So maybe they're not visible. Oh no, we probably don't have something hanging on. Oh, no, we do. It's just JSON decoder and monad, and that's it. JSON decoder and monad. We don't even need the throw monad. From cart total to an entity, because an entity encoder instance could. hold on. Entity encoder is not. Oh, it's a user. It's a user ID. Okay. This is the issue. So this thing, for this, we need to import whatever the hell it is. The common user. Common, yes. So it's. Okay, so it's very high. Okay, we need to find the encoder for common user. Maybe a codec. Maybe a decoder. Really? They would never need to do this. Also, we actually need it for value, right? So we did like dot value. And then user ID. So maybe we need the encoder for the user ID. No, not this one, not this one. I cannot believe this. We never needed the encoder for the user ID. This is so interesting. All right, so for now, let's just go like this and place a val encoder for user ID, which is going to be an encoder. Yeah. No. This is a new type, so we're gonna go like this. What was it? Derive? Derive? Just derive? Deriving? I don't remember. Okay, deriving worked. Card total. Okay, so what is in card total? Okay, in card total there's card item, but card item has all of the stuff. It even somehow managed to generate an encoder. Let's bring it a tiny bit closer. Really? Are you kidding me? It couldn't see them outside. So probably what would have happened would be, if we didn't have them, is that, like, the thing is that, like, the metals, like either metals or blue, or I don't know, maybe SBT compiler would also do the same thing. It failed us to show that there are multiple error messages in this file. So it was just like my guess, and then it worked out, except for. Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, so none of it actually still works. Okay, so, oh my god, it's controller implementation dot card total. We're probably gonna be back with the same problem as before. Okay, so it didn't help. Cool. This makes more sense. Can I convert card total to int, because I did for. All right. So let's see if there is actually an encoder for card total. Actually, hold on, let me check one more thing, because here it's probably what we need is over there. Oh, by the way, he called it card, but it's probably an object. Nope, nothing is in here. It's kind of weird, because like this thing, oh, we're just using a decoder, so we need this thing for sure. It's JSON decoder, and he's using an encoder for sure. No, a decoder. So it goes both ways. Like, here's the thing, like, I know that we need to do, so this is not, there's one thing to like encode something into JSON. There's another thing to wrap it into like a response, like into a JSON body. And so usually, like, the way you do this with HTTP is that you would go and you would like add a little bit of derivation here. but he doesn't do that, and I wonder why. This means that it has to be somewhere. Okay, probably there. Yes, probably we need this thing. Okay. This is the thing, because like I copied my controller, from users, I believe, and therefore I probably. Oh, damn it! I do. I thought I didn't have this import. Actually, we had this once, and we had like too many imports, and they were causing issues. Let's do them one by one. Okay. So, where is that? Org HTTP for SRC. Okay, and we can do underscore. Okay. The next thing, monad. Okay, monad is in cats. Right, so import cats, and we're for sure gonna need, cat syntax all. All right. What else? Authentication method. So this one we need to be super careful that we don't accidentally import ours. And there we go. We can also go like this. All right, what else? HTTP4S DSL is over there. All right, what else? HTTP routes or HTTP4S, like that. And there we go. Next one. Yes, encoders and IOSRC. So, okay, so this is the first indication that something is interesting. And imported it like this. Hold on. First, let's ignore that the compiler is trying to help us. Okay, so there's IO inside of DSL. So what did we need DSL for? HTTP routes. All right. Okay, so it seems like, okay, no, this cannot be everything. So we still need derive. Okay. Now we need decoder from Magnolia, right? So we can also go like this. We need equivalence and show from Deriva cats. Like that. We need money. Everybody needs money. Like that. Okay, this is more like it. So it could not decode item. And for this we need to import items SRC codex. All right. And it still says okay, so for this one, I really don't know which one we need. Let's see, is there anything for squants? Is there anything here? Well, we shouldn't look here. We should look in the card object. What do we have here for squants? Just this. What's an item? Let's grab this one. This one is the most promising one. Oh look, this one disappeared now. These ones didn't. Decoder type class for item. Is it not there? Oh look, we only have an encoder. Why do we only have an encoder? Actually, for item, it's over here. Alright, so this is going to be an item codec. And this is going to be codec from. I believe decoder is first. Yeah, decoder is first. I can see it here. What? Okay, so it's probably because item contains like all of these guys, and these guys need to have codecs as well. So it's like ID, name, description, and also like brand and category, everything. Okay. So this is going to be item ID codec, codec, and codec from item ID deriving. All right. So, oh hi Eugene, welcome. Hey Mark, how are you doing? It's a beautiful Friday. We're messing around again, as always, with encoders and decoders. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna need this one, but let's just go with it. Decoder. So like for these key encoders and key decoders, there's no codec trait, because who cares about consistency? So this is going to be a codec. This is going to be a codec. This is going to be codec from deriving item name deriving like this. Oh, what did I do again? Two eyes. There we go. Okay, so we also need the description, right? Decoder. Well, actually, it's not a decoder. We need a codec. Find the. There's like a very loud car right next to my window. All right, so now we have an item codec. Maybe this is enough. Come on. Okay, so now we moved on to quantity. Same deal. All right, so we need a codec. We need a codec. And over here, codec from. And then yank to the end, go to the end, paste, and go like this. And ta-da, we fixed everything. All right, I'm back. I'm actually kind of worried because my windows are open and I feel really comfortable with the temperature. So it feels like 17 degrees or something. So I feel like even if I install an air conditioner, it's not gonna help. So we'll see. I'm gonna install an air conditioner anyway, and then we'll see. Because like it's kind of complicated. It's kind of hard to explain, but right now, buying a new computer is not an option. It's not a money issue. It's well, location issues. Whoa. All right. So why is it still complaining? Okay. So now it's about the money. So it's all about the money. But we actually have a codec for money. Now we have codecs for everything, right? I'm starting to wonder whether this is a metals issue now. No. This is weird. Let's have a look again. Why did it start doing this thing? What's the file name? This is a money codec. It's a codec for money. It's an items. Source codecs. We just imported it. Why is it not happy? And by the way, I prefer to make them final. First of all, let's see if this is really a money issue. Okay, it is really a money issue. Oh, maybe there's no equivalence in show for money. Maybe this is a problem. Wouldn't the compiler tell me this though? Oh yeah, it's a Q, EQ. It says right here. It's the equality issue, not the other issue. So not even sure if we need equality. Who cares about equality? Equality. Well, okay, hold on. This is so it needs to be like here. Money EQ. Okay, so EQ for money, and maybe the this could work, but I actually want this one. All right, so now you should be happy, right? Oh, it's the same thing for show. Man, oh man. Equality, show, money show, show for money, and show from to string. Yay! Wow, that took only like 47 minutes. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right. So now we can finally, yeah, let's remove all of that stuff. Okay, let's remove that. All right, so now we have like one of the routes. We have the boundary. Do we even need this one? We probably do, right? No, we don't. Okay, so remove all of that stuff. I can remove, well, actually, like these things can go down now, right? like this, and this thing goes up like somewhere here. All right, cool. Let's see if we can go like this. Items. No. Items. Items. Actually, we didn't commit. We should commit. Okay, this is day 19. All right. So let's go like this. And let's go like this. Okay, so for this one, so delete we don't need, cart we do need. So let's go and do the cart first. Cart is over here. Okay, so it looks simple. Cart is gonna be here. Prefer to make it final. This is items. Items. Let's find new type. Okay, so this is a new type. Okay, so we don't have anything in the boundary yet. Let's create an object, move me. Okay, like that. Okay, so now we're having an issue with the fact that this thing is called items. Okay, so we need to import dev inside you. Shopee is going to become domain, and we need to go here, domain.items, domain.items. All right, not found new type. There we go. Ta-da. Okay, cool. So this is now move me, and yeah, let's go import it at the top. Import move me. What? Unrecoverable, blah blah blah. Okay, so there you go. Happy. Okay, cool. We probably will need we'll need it right away over here. So let's see if we can, just for now, let's just move this entire boundary inside over here, because we're gonna move all of that stuff anyway. This is how you develop code, by the way, when you do this like view first, or you know, like test first, whatever, right? So you just throw everything in one file and then you move it. So this allows us to put this thing over here, right? I meant here. It looks so similar, okay? And we need this because like literally in the next route, which is this one, we're going to need the cart, right? So over here. All right, so this is boundary. And this was way simpler than I thought. By the way, like this flat map returns what? Please show me the type. You don't like me? Why don't you like me? Like, I don't get it. Like, this is Scala 2, and like something. Like, if this was Scala 3, I would understand why Meadows like doesn't want to like show the types and stuff, but like, come on, it's like, it's been around for what, like 2 years now? Where's the type? Where's the type? Show me the type. You can jump inside. Why can't you show me the type? Meadows Doctor. Everybody's happy, except for some build files, but who cares? Right? Like, why can't you show me the type? Maybe it's my shortcut again. Hold on. It's not even here. This would be like a hover thing. But like it works like over here. Like it works over here for some reason, right? and it works like over here, and it works, I don't know, over here. Oh, why was it like at the bottom? Did it like spawn it somewhere at the bottom? No. Yeah, but for some reason, like for some things, it just doesn't want to show me the type. Let's see where it breaks, I'm curious. So it doesn't understand like any of that crap. Anything here is just like completely lost. Like, okay, what about here? Same thing. Like everything inside of this pattern match is like too complicated. This it also doesn't understand. This it also doesn't understand. So everything inside of routes, like everything here is just like, which one? Do you mean this one over here? It's a VS Code feature. It's called breadcrumbs. Isn't it? I believe it's actually enabled by default. Here, breadcrumbs enabled. True. And because it like talks to metals, it actually sees all of that stuff. In fact, it also sees the outline over here. I moved it down. Like usually it's on, you know, where the sidebar is. But like as you move along, it should also move with you, which it does not somehow for some reason. Maybe I'm doing something weird. I don't know. It sometimes also happens that like just like you need to like reopen the file, and then it's like happy again. Controller for, what was it? Shopping cart, right? Shopping cart. And then for some reason it's like happy again. I'm also gonna well, I already restarted it, right? So in any case, it worked. So sup Python man, how are you doing on this beautiful Friday? We're doing weird things again. By the way, what are your thoughts about Scala so far? This project is like not the easiest to follow. We're gonna do something. Well, I'm not promising this, okay? But at some point we're gonna do simpler things. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna grab these. Let's grab both of them. There we go. All right, and I'm surprised that they compile so easily. There we go. Exactly. Okay, so this is going to be the boundary. This is going to be the boundary, and this thing is inside of vars. I just call it vars, and I believe it's like at the very top inside of dev inside you. So yeah, there we go. All right, so now we have our beautiful controller. Even though, and this is what you get from like programming against interfaces, right? We have like zero business logic. We have no idea how we're going to implement this, but you know, we can already deliver this application. Well, in theory, right? We could already write tests against this controller, you know, just by faking this entire boundary. All right, so let's shove it in. Cool. So let's move it to the correct places. So let's see if metals can. Okay, so it can't. Okay, so I wanted it to generate a file based on this, but because it's inside of an object, it's not able to do this. So let's try to move it down again, as it originally was. And for this one, I'm gonna import move me again, like this. All right, let's see if it can. Okay, extract. All right. So it almost worked. All right, so obviously like this thing, it never figured out for me. It sees the move me thing, so it's like this, right? This is like that. Okay, so the move me thing is going to be a package object inside of here. Right. Good. I like what you said. All right. So shopping cart, and over here we're gonna go like new Scala file, and we're gonna say package object. I hope you guys see this, right? Like sometimes I just go new file, right? And sometimes I go new Scala file, and this comes from metals. right? And metals understands like Scala code, obviously, and so it can generate like Scala things like classes and traits and whatever. I also like that it has some semblance to Python, yeah, especially Scala 3. Yeah, and methods are called def. All right, so it called it like this. So I believe for the underscore, we actually don't need this. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is going to be the package object, and it's going to contain like this stuff. Where is it? It's going to contain this stuff, and for this stuff, it's going to need a bunch of imports. And we're just going to grab this, just like throw it in there, and throw everything out that doesn't compile, like these ones, and this one, and this one, and this one, and yeah, we also need to grab this one. Come on, like this. There we go. Oh, this is actually a problem. So the encoder still needs to live over there. So we need to, for now, we're just going to remove it like this. There we go. So we should be able to clean this here. Like, why? Like everything, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So it's fine like this, which means that we can go over here and we can just, so if you remove this, just like that, if I save this file, it's going to complain probably about this object card, or at least it's not going to see that it's a companion object. And in any case, we need to move these out like this, like that. Okay, and so yeah, see, like this is exactly what I meant. This is exactly what I meant would happen, like this thing. Blah 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 is missing from class path, right? Make sure that the type card is in your class path and check for conflict, blah blah blah. Like this always happens. Like I predicted it. Like this is what happens when you put like a companion object into a different compilation unit. Like Zinc just like craps out. Zinc is the incremental compiler. Let's see if we can like sometimes we can salvage some parts of the project by the fact that we have a multi-build, right? So we don't need to clean the entire project. We might get away with by just like cleaning the core and also cleaning the delivery, which is not called delivery. It's called delivery HTTP for us. Okay, so delivery, yeah, this one. Okay, let's see if this is enough. It's compiling core. Come on, baby. No, it didn't help. It didn't help. Well, this is annoying. All right, so recompile workspace. This is probably the moment where it's going to start overheating. This is also the time for us to just hang out and talk. How are you guys doing? What's up with this thing? Like, why doesn't it show the song? This one, properties, refresh cache. There we go. Also, let's play next song, please. There we go. Stuff is happening. It's working again. I fixed it. It's the next song, so right now, right? So it should be Sleigh Ride. Change it. There you go, Sleigh Ride. All right. How many of you guys are here? Don't forget to hit the like button as always, so that more people stumble on the stream. Let me see. something is still weird. So let me, like, usually what I do, let me actually show this too. So I just said like recompile everything, and it's still shit its pants. So I'm gonna remove it, and I'm gonna run JPS, which is a tool that is installed with Java, and it shows you the Java processes. And I'm gonna do bloop exit, and I'm gonna make sure that it killed bloop now. Wow, really loud motorcycles. All right, so now like bloop that, metals is gone. Okay, so now I'm gonna open VS Code again. And by the way, this is usually when my laptop starts overheating, so I totally blame metals on bloop. Okay, so now that it's gonna like start importing the build and stuff, it might start overheating again. So bear with me. It's all gonna be fine one day. Blah blah blah. Import build. This is actually I'm kind of surprised that it's the first time that this happened during the entire stream. I was actually about to what's the word? Congratulate? No, not congratulate. Compliment. I was about to compliment Metals for, you know, helping me out like this. Oh shit, I forgot to actually remove the folders. Hold up. No. Stop. All right, I actually wanted to remove the folders, right? Because I wanted to like completely start from scratch. Minimum. So I guess Python is your favorite language, but even though you do have experience with functional programming, you still doing Python? Are you like a what's it called, like a data engineer or something like this, or are you you know, just a developer like most people here? Okay, so it's indexing stuff, and now it's going to compile everything. It also compiles the big ball of mud, which we, like, right now, don't really care about. But fine. I'm also worried about this. Look, it takes only like a couple of seconds to compile, you know, the things that compile in parallel. So we're not going to see much gains in the end. Yeah, this is Scala too, though. The shopping cart, like even in the second version of the book, is still in Scala too. Yeah, but you know, it will one day. Imports in general are a huge pain in the ass. I don't know, like even in Scala 2, even with like organized imports and everything, it's still... This is why I kind of like developed this system for structuring your applications like this, that at least you don't need your own imports. Like, see, like I'm not importing anything of my own. Like this is just a rename. Like in Scala 3 with top level definitions, you can actually go really great with this. Like in Scala 3, I mean, I haven't written big applications yet in Scala 3, but I feel like I would never have, like if I write an application from scratch, no matter how big, I feel like I will never have to import my own things. Other libraries, obviously, I don't have control over this, right? But still, like for example, over here, like why can't I just import HTTP4S? Like why do I need 4 different imports? Like why? Like if there are name conflicts within these, then because they all belong to HTTP4S, then they should resolve all of them, right? And by the way, I'm not picking on HTTP4S. Like this could be set for literally any library out there. Yes, it's a little bit harder to manage with like as it grows, but it's much better that you manage it in your library than like 1,000 or millions of your users, right? So nobody forced you to make a library. And again, I'm not picking on HTTP4S. I'm picking on literally every library out there. Like nobody forced you to make a library. And if you chose to make a library, then solve the actual problems for users, right? Like every controller that we have over here, like literally has like all of these imports. Why can't I just import org HTTP4S? And anyhow, it finished compiling, so it's all good. I open my project IntelliJ every now and then and use the optimize import feature because it works there. Yeah. I believe you can also do it globally, right? At least like with Scala Fix, you can actually do this globally. IntelliJ, I think it can. I think IntelliJ can also organize imports in the entire project. Right. So it says that we don't need this thing anymore. All right. Okay. So we still need these, and therefore we're just gonna grab them and we're just gonna put them into this object right here, and we can also make it private like this. Okay, and so now we can remove this. Hey baby, you want to come up? Do you want to say hi to the people? Say hi. So as a reminder, this is my favorite cat. I have to. Her name is Zio. I'm joking. Her name is not Zio. Her name is Maggie, but that would be hilarious. And she's the best cat in the world because I can just take her like this and she's like a teddy bear. Look into the camera. The internet likes cats. Do you want to stay? I guess not. All right. Say bye, people. All right. Great t-shirt. Best decision ever. All right. So what we wanted to do was remove this object. And I guess we're not importing it anywhere anyway. Oh, here. Didn't see. All right. What is jumping around all the time? Like, why is it jumping? All right. And it says that we don't need the encoder, really? Interesting. All right. So let's just go like this. And these ones, we can pretty much just put inside. Right, like everything is nice and easy over here. Maybe we can even make them private. Oh, the other is totally jelly. Okay, it can't be private. So like this cat that I've just shown, right? She's a female, right? So she's like totally chill and stuff. The other one is a male, and he is very jealous, like insanely jealous. Like, so for example, like, he comes to me, right, and I start like petting him, and like it's so funny because like he's both jealous and cocky at the same time. So he like literally comes right and goes like, pet me, right? And I started petting him, and then Maggie comes, and I start petting her as well, and he literally turns around and walks away. He's like, okay, you either pet only me or you don't pet, or you don't pet me at all, Yeah, he's totally jealous. Oh no, really? This shit happened again? What? Why? Oh man, do we need to have to clean this whole thing again? Oh, this is so annoying. I thought we were past this. Okay, let me... let's go like this. Exactly. Oh. That's interesting. How? What? Unused import? Like it shouldn't even compile. What do you mean unused import? Okay, so now it compiles? What? What? Did you see how we just fixed it? Oh my god. Oh my god. It sort of makes sense because boundary is still over here, right? And by the way, like check this out. I showed this already a couple of times. Because the package structure is exactly the same. Like I literally need to move it to the shopping cart, right? So I'm just gonna grab this boundary and I'm just literally gonna move it. And except for the fact that I also had to move the cart total, it would have compiled. That's always like when you do things live. And cart total needs the cart item. Okay, damn it. Okay, so we need to move them. Oh man, like this. And over here we don't have the decoder or the encoder. And like this. Great. It was supposed to be so easy, but it wasn't. No, like these ones, no. Okay, we don't need this one. All right. Yeah, so this is a little bit annoying. And this is like annoying because we don't have top level definitions again. Because now I'm forced to go to like Cersei Codex and move these out, which is actually correct because these have nothing to do with Cersei, right? So I'm gonna move them out to well, I guess they now need to be here, right? They now need to be here. So we're gonna import cats. Let's grab Squan's Market. Not here. Here. There we go. So we're happy here. We're happy here. Please organize the imports. Thank you. Please organize the imports. Thank you. Okay, so now when I save this file, we now need the codecs for the cart. Why? How? So what, now all of a sudden we don't need the decoder and encoder for the card items and stuff? Where are the card items? Hold on. Cards is just item ID and quantity. That's fine. Where? Hold on, am I getting crazy? Here, so get. How would this be solved in Scala 3? Well, you would have top level definitions, right? So you would not be constrained with where you have to put things, right? So you would not need to put them into these like special objects. So in Scala 2, at the top level, you can only have traits, classes, and objects. And the package object is basically a syntactic thingy. It's basically just an object, but you import it when you import the package, right? So if you import like dev inside your Shopee dot shopping cart dot underscore, you import everything, like all the classes, traits as an object, and also everything that is inside of this very special object. And in Scala 3, you don't need them. You can have also vals, devs, and vars and everything at the top level. So you're not as constrained. The problem with the package objects is that, like the way I structure my applications is that like everything is going to be like in these packages. And you can have only one package object per package. And so if I have like one at the very top, I cannot have another one like somewhere at the bottom again. And so I'm forced to do like some weird dance arounds over there. So I don't get this, right? So this get over here, right? Not found. Oh my god. There's no way in hell that this compiles. Like, it cannot compile. Like maybe it's because like, okay, let's remove these. Okay, it cannot remove the imports. My God. Okay, what is it better now? No. Like there, how can this compile? Do we have? Like, did I not notice? And we already have card total somewhere. Total. No, we have only one. Like this one is from the big ball of mud. We have only one, and it doesn't have the codecs anymore, right? So if we cannot encode this, like what creates the encoder for this? Okay, so I just want to see this compile. So for this, we obviously need like the core and stuff, but by the way, it's kind of funny. Like this whole big ball of mud has, I believe, only like 64 files or something like this, and we have 46 files only in core. So this is like one of the costs of this architecture, of like any kind of layered architecture. You end up with more files. Yeah, there we go. Like this is exactly what I was expecting. Like there's no encoder for card total. So why is Metals lying to me? In my face. I thought we were friends. Oh my God. Okay, so let's see. To consider you can run into with OOP, bunch of code shuffling. Yeah, Scala is a little bit special about this because Scala has this concept of implicits, and usually beginners hate implicits. The only problem with implicits is actually how the compiler resolves them. And like this is why people like even me, like, you know, with a bunch of years of experience and specifically in Scala, I have no idea which imports I need to make things compile sometimes, and very often, by the way, because the libraries are structured like this. Like, how am I supposed to know which one of those I need? You know, especially because we have we kind of have like ecosystems. Exactly. So in Scala we have like ecosystems, and this particular one is called type level. And like in any ecosystem, you kind of have like, okay, like this is a library for JSON, right? So this one is called like Cersei, and this is a library for like, you know, for doing like HTTP stuff, right? And then this is a library for doing refined types, right? Where you would say, okay, this is not just an integer, this is a positive integer, okay? So let's say you have these three libraries, right? And then Cersei, which is JSON library, will have something for HTTP4S, right? So it will probably be called, you know, Cersei.HTTP4S. HTTP4S might have something for Cersei, so it's going to have like HTTP4S.Cersei. And then now you add another one, right? You have this combinatorial complexity, right? You add refined. So now you have refined Cersei. Now you might have Cersei refined. And now you might have, you know, all of the combinations, right? Now you have HTTP4S.Cersei.refined and all of that crap. So this is a problem that, this is actually not a Scala problem. But it is more evident in Scala because Scala has implicits, right? So every library kind of, well, most libraries bring a bunch of implicits. And so you kind of need to import them like this with an underscore. In Scala 3, it's a little bit, I don't know if it's actually better or worse. It's more transparent because you have to, like when you import a package, you don't automatically import implicits within that package. They're not even called implicits anymore. You have to explicitly say, okay, import this package dot given. Okay, so given means like all of the implicits inside, or given, and then you give it a special type, you know, the type that you want to import. I don't know if it's better. It's probably better like once it's already written out, right? Because then you can see, okay, we have like implicits coming from like three places, you know. But before it's written, like, I don't know how it's better. And the Scala 3 compiler also is a little bit, it's trying a little bit harder to suggest implicits because it's not an easy task. It cannot suggest implicits to you because it would need to search through everything that is on the class path, at least that is marked as implicit, and this is just too much. Jimmy was just like sitting by the door, and he always like likes to go out because like in the in the corridor, there's a plant that he likes to eat. This plant looks completely destroyed. And also he doesn't I think, like, I noticed that he pukes after he eats this plant, so I don't allow him to eat this plant. And sometimes, like, he stands by the door and like cries, but he always responds. Like when you call him, he's like, okay, and then he's kind of like a baby. He forgets about the door, like zero attention span. Anyway, so we're still not getting any help from metal. So I suggest that we're going to fix it, right? So we still have SBT over here, right? So we're going to go like this, right? And then once we're going to fix it, we're going to rebuild metals again, okay? Like I really notice this, like every time you move things around that have like the same name, or like you rename like really big things, incremental compilers hate this. By the way, I feel like there's a delay, so maybe you could like switch to like double speed and maybe try to catch up. Okay, so we need the encoder for the card total. So private implicit lazy val encoder for cards. Total. Actually, did I want the encoder or encoder? Okay. Card total. So we're gonna go with encoder for card total. Like this equals. It's not a new type, so we need to do card total dot derive encoder, and for this we need to import IO source is semi-auto, but we're not getting any help. Yes, so here's an example, for example, right? Look, it says value derive encoder is not a member of card total, right? Of the companion object of card total. So how are you supposed to know that somewhere inside of Cersei, there's something that you need to import, right? So we need to import io.cersei dot semi-auto, generic semi-auto. Okay, so GitHub Copilot helps, right? Oh, by the way, look, Metals woke up a little bit. Okay, it didn't help. So maybe we need more. Sometimes it also needs to be at the top. Okay, so this probably didn't help because something inside of card total has the same issue. Yeah, which is a card item. Okay, so we should start with the card item. Item. All right. I don't even remember if it's called derived encoder. Maybe it's just called derived or something. No, I believe it. Hold on. Dot derive is did we so basically we need to look at the other routes, how we did this, because like as you can see, like I always just forget how to do this. Not this one. Okay, here we kind of got lucky. We need to find a place where we go like encoder of something. So deriving is something that we can do on new types. Oh, there you go, derive encoder. Oh, it's just, no. Oh, it's just derive encoder, it's not inside of that thing, okay? So it's just like this. Derive encoder, like that. Okay, yeah, okay. There you go, problem solved. Okay, be happy. You happy? You happy? Everybody's happy. Yeah, it's happy. Okay. So now it just complains about some stuff. It says that it doesn't use the encoder for card item. How is it possible? For sure it's used. Oh man. Okay, so that's Scala annotation dot no warn category unused. Disappear. There we go. All right. So this goes away. Can we organize imports? Can. Yeah, and we totally need this one. Or not? Yeah, we totally do, as you can see. So like, how are you supposed to know that you need this? I mean, this is a bad example because this is just a method, right? This is just a method in another library. So this is not what I wanted to say. But hey, dear God, we finally finished the controller. 1.5 hours. We finished the controller. We're going to shove it in. Okay, so where is the boundary for the shopping cart? It's over here. All right, so now we can like move them out, right, like this. Okay, and same thing over here, move them out like this. And yes, it's already defined. This is correct. And there we go. All right, cool. So shove in. So now we can go back to like the actual thing, and let's see. What is hsat? Hash setter. Key field value. Key, user ID, item ID, quantity. This is interesting. You have the key. Okay, so you have two keys. Oh, okay, so it's like to give it some sort of structure, right? So it can go like down twice, right? So you have like key, and then you can have like another key, and then you have a value. Sort of like a group or something. All right. So this sets it, and this expires. Great. Whatever. So what I'm doing right now is I'm deciding what is business logic and what is not. It's not easy to do for CRUD applications anyway. So like there's error handling inside of read, right? But I would kind of want all of this stuff to be handled over there, because get all is so low level. Like this is so low level stuff. Except for this one. Like this one is interesting. Like this one, yeah. Like this is the answer over here. Like this one is completely different. Like this one actually is the only thing that actually touches Postgres. This means that we cannot put it into the same thing, right? So this whole thing cannot be an implementation detail unless we inject this find by ID thing. This is a tricky question because so here's the thing: we have a core, right? And the core is like at the top, and it mediates the interactions between. Let me actually open this. Oh, where is it? Dependency graph. All right. So we have this dependency graph, right? And we have core at the top. And whenever, like in our case, what we have is like something in Redis will need to talk to the database, right? Like this is what happened here, right? We're getting something from Redis, like parsing it and whatever. And then we're also getting the items. Okay. Actually, hold on. Items find by ID, maybe. No, it actually does go to Postgres. Yeah. So, because we're in a big ball of mud, we can just like do whatever we want, right? But this is like a super big problem because this is where people are starting to do some weird things with transactions. Because now you have a powerful database like Postgres, and Postgres gives you transactions. But now you might have like a Redis call inside of a Postgres call, or Postgres call inside of a Redis call, right? When I say inside, I mean like, okay, do this and then do that. Like, how do you roll this back, right? And this is where people starting to talk about like sagas with microservice and all, and everything gets like super complicated. Well, the first step is to like separate them, right? So that your developers, like especially the juniors on your team, will not accidentally write this code, right? Like it's very hard to accidentally write this code if they're split up like this. The only place where you can do this is over here in the main, because main has a dependency on everything, right? But this would be like, this would shine very bright in a pull request, right? So yeah. So now we have this problem, okay? So whenever you want to have an interaction with them, like for example over here, like something like we do like a get from Redis, and then we also need to augment it with something from persistence. The core is at the top, so it feels like this is the only place where we could what's the word, the core sort of becomes like a middleware, right? It basically says, okay, get some from Redis, get some from the database, put them together, right? Trivial, right? However, you need to be a little bit more protective of the core, because just because it happens to be at the top does not mean that it should just mediate these requests, right? Because core is for business logic. As soon as you start like treating core as just like this thing in the middle, right? That, okay, well, it can assemble like these two things, and therefore like most of the code inside of the core is just going to be like, okay, let's just assemble these two things. The last business logic you're going to have there, right? Now this is a trivial application, so we're going to do it in the core. But you could have like a separate thingy for these special kind of things, right? You could even handle it at the level of the gate, right? So let's stop talking and actually do this. We're actually getting close to 2 hours. But this basically means that no, it's fine. Okay. So this one is fine. So basically, like, I'm deciding like what will be in the core and what will not be in the core. So for example, like these two things, this will be just one call to the gate, right? So when we're gonna go to the boundary, we're gonna say like gate dot, do these two things, okay? Because like I don't care. Over here, I cannot do this, right? So over here, I will need to say, okay, give me this, like gate, give me this, and then gate, give me that, right? This is again like this is one call to the gate, one call to the gate. Over here, again, we need something from Redis. We don't happen to need anything from the database. However, we do need something from the cart. And therefore, we will split this up as well. So we're not going to finish this today, but let's at least start. So this one is going to be called like add items. So let's go do this. Shopping cart, boundary. So we're gonna, it's committed right now, right? GD, okay. So boundary implementation, we're gonna need like, no, not here. Gonna need like def make, it's gonna be an F, like this, and it's going to construct a boundary of F, forgot to do the F, like this. And by the way, we didn't have another overheating issue for some reason for like more than an hour now. I don't remember what triggered it. I blame like metals and stuff. I don't trust the Copilot anymore for these things because it messes up the types. So we're gonna go with metals. Metals also messes up the types. It's really like sometimes it really doesn't like the new types. So this is user ID. This is cart. This is items.item ID. I'm never sure what is faster, to just like copy paste and use some Vim magic, or do what I'm doing right now, which is madness. All right. Okay, so add is going to be just like gate add items, right? User ID, item ID, quantity, don't care. All right, so therefore we're gonna have like a trade gate for an F. Exactly. So this is gonna be gate, and it's pretty much gonna have like this thing, which is gonna be called add items, like this. And yes, I always forget to like say, oh yeah, by the way, we need the gate, like this. And the same thing we're gonna do with okay, we're not gonna have delete anyway, right? We said that we're not gonna have delete. Okay, so remove item and okay, remove item. Remove item is the only one that is why isn't it called why is there delete and remove? Okay, so delete is everything. It's like clearing the entire cart, I guess. Yeah. So this was this like hashtag was like the nested thing. Okay. So yeah, fine, whatever. Remove item. So I guess it's gonna be called exactly the same. Remove item, user ID, item ID, like this. Remove item. There we go. All right. Yeah, we don't need these. Like as already mentioned, like I always try to do it like in such a way that I don't need to import my own stuff. All right, so these were kind of boring. So get for get so get is gonna look like this, right? So what I will want is it's gonna be like you know what? I'm kind of lazy and it's getting late. So I'm just gonna keep it as it was. So I'm just gonna say like get all user items. At least I'm not gonna need to do. At least I'm not gonna need to do to list because it's already going to give me a list. It's like this is like one of the advantages of having like gates per use case is that you can say, okay, for this specific use case, I don't care what your library gives me. Please convert it to what I actually need for the business logic to look good. Okay. So it's going to be like this. And over here, I'm going to say gate find items by ID. Okay. So it's going to look like this. And also like that. Okay. Yeah, I think we should try to get this to compile. So hgetAll is, so we're just going to copy this. And we're just going to like add this over here. And it's going to be called like this. Okay. And the key is going to be user ID, which, well, in fact, we can keep it as a user ID. Okay, so we don't need to do this dot show. Right, so this is what you get from not dealing directly with libraries. You have a gate that can like mitigate some of these not nice things. Okay, so key over here is it's going to be the item ID. Well, this is the thing, like we're getting again like into this issue, like should the gate do this for you or not? I think it should. Man, I cannot resist rewriting this. Oh, fuck it. The gate should do this. It doesn't make sense that I would do this here. So this is item ID and the value is the quantity. And it's not going to be a map, it's going to be a list, right? Because we're doing this like traverse filter here, right? This is what we just said, like I want it to be a list. It's going to be a list of this tuple over here. Well, actually a map. So the map actually ensures that you have, that you have the unique keys. We probably don't even need the traverse filter anymore because it's going to be inside. Right? So probably at least, no, we can't. Let's keep it as a map. It's safer. I'm going to keep it as a map, and therefore we're going to end up doing this to listing here again. All right. All right, and another one is going to be find by ID, which is going to look like this. Okay, and we're gonna call it find items by ID. And it's gonna get the items.item ID, and it's gonna give an option of items.item. So this part is not going to be there because this is already going to be ID and this is already going to be quantity. And so maybe with import cat syntax all and with import cats, and for this traverse stuff we need at least a monad, I believe. Not there, but over here okay, so close. Wrong number of, okay, so we need to remove the tuple because we went back to the map. Okay. Oh, we already had card item? Hold on. We already had card item all this time. Man. It's exactly the same thing. Aw. Cool. So we can remove card item over here. It's at the very bottom. Can remove this one. Let's see if metal swallows this. It needs a monoid for money. Well, who doesn't want a monoid for money? We should probably put it at the same place. No, we can't. I mean, let's for now just put it here. Where are we gonna put it? Let's put it here. Yes, yes, yes. Ta-da! Great. So it compiles and it looks more like business logic. A little bit. All right. It's almost 2 hours and I kind of need to go. So I think we're going to leave it like this because I'm happy with this, like how it turned out, like this part. Let's see how fast we can do the other one. Because it's going to be like similar, right? No, I don't feel like doing it. I'm getting lazy. It's Friday. It's more than 10 o'clock. So I'm going to bounce. So it's all good. Push it, force it, whatever. Okay. So we're done for today. Do you guys have any more questions? As always, please don't forget to hit the like button so that more people find the stream. I can never trust this thing. I don't think that there's only one of you there, but still. Let's also see if we can actually redirect you somewhere. I don't think we can, but let's see. So if we go to, where was it? Customization. Add the channels, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's not going to happen. All right. So we're pretty much done for today. Thanks for hanging out, and I see you on probably Monday. It could happen that it's going to be Wednesday because I have a lot of stuff to do next week. So we'll see. But we're so close to the end. I'm really hoping that. No, I don't think we're going to be done next week. Like 2 more weeks, I think, and then we're going to be good. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, man. I also think it was a good stream. Yeah. In any case, thanks for hanging out, and see you on Monday. Peace.